Well, hello and good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you happen to be tuning in all over the world. Welcome to a very special episode of Space 1999. This episode today, as we chat with the lovely Yasuko Nagazumi. We'll be joined shortly by Yasuko, as well as my co host and dear friend, Mr. Roy Belquist. Roy's a little busy today. He might be in and out, but we'll try and say hello to him if time permits. And Yasuko, of course, very busy, so we'll get caught up with everything going on in her life. Some exciting updates for her. But we will begin today by diving into that wonderful opening put together by Miss Catherine Bourgeot. And welcome again. Well, hi, welcome back. What an exciting opening. And again, thank you to Catherine Bourgeot for clipping all that together. It's wonderful the way she included all 24 episodes of year one for us, and just remarkable work, and a fun introduction as well with Roy and I there. We are going to now, like I said, Roy's tied up. He's going to be coming and going. We'll see if we can chime in with Roy in a couple of seconds here. Yasko is here in the background, but first of all, I just want to run a special introduction. We put this together for our two virtual events, which we held back in 2021 and 2022. And they were a big success. We had over 40 stars and celebrities combined over the two events. And I've uploaded one of them on the new YouTube channel here, the first year, which was a 6-hour broadcast, I believe, live. It was incredible, and we all, of course, were very happy to raise some money for charity as well. And then the following year, and I'll upload these two eventually as well. It was held over 2 days, so it was 4 hours each day. But yeah, it was just a wonderful time, wonderful chat. Especially during those pandemic years there, where we couldn't, of course, meet in person. So I'll be watching for those as well. But first off, here's a very, very special opening. Well, hello, good morning, my dear.
Good morning. Oh my God. Is this okay?
Oh, it's perfect. That's perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now, Yasko, you've got a lot of things going on in your life. It's been a hectic
Yes,
few weeks for you here out there in California, and of course, everything to do
totally.
with those fires, those just horribly tragic wildfires. Um, that affected you as well. I remember saying there was a day or two you had to go without power, right?
Yes, that
And here,
when I had to evacuate because there was a fire not too far from here, so that we had to evacuate. And then for a few days, we had no power at all. And it was so difficult.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we hope and pray that everything is okay, and of course your home was safe and secure. But funnily enough, you were right in the midst of that big sale of your home, so that you could move back to Japan, right? So
Yes.
nothing was affected there in any way.
Well, it was that I was so anxious to sell this house, but luckily the house was sold before that Palisade fire started. I was very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, the timing was just horrible. I know you've been hoping and praying for this for many months now, and you had a deal a few months ago fall through, I think, so you were a little disappointed. But
Yeah.
it was nice to see it all come together now, and of course, so this is very exciting for you because after all these years now, how many years have you been in California? You're moving back home to
50
Japan.
years. Yeah. I
50,
was here
yeah,
for 50 years. So,
just
I mean, I am so old now, but I'm still driving, living in LA. And, so I am lucky that I have no health issue. I am very lucky because lots of the reason why I'm going back to Japan is my one and only family I had in America for a long time was my pet cat, Ichigo, and he died this summer. So there's no point for me to live here any longer. And also, my brother in Japan is very ill, and he's not older than me, and I don't want anything to happen to him while I'm here. This is the reason why I decided to pack everything and to sell the house and move back to Japan. But it was all happening in such a short time.
okay, okay. Well, and we hope your brother's okay. But it's nice that you'll be there a little closer to look after him.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. How old is your brother, out of curiosity?
my brother is 87 years old.
Wow, good for him. Good for him. He'll probably be happy that you're going to be moving home after all these years, and what an
Yeah,
incredible journey you've had throughout your life.
yeah. And I'm very lucky. I'm so grateful to my parents. I have a place to live. I have a condominium in Tokyo. And on top of it, I have a business. So I have an income living in Japan. So
That
I'm very lucky. And then I don't even have to move to old people's home or anything. I will live in my house.
very nice. I think I recall that. Don't you have some form of restaurant in Japan? Isn't that right?
My well, that's my nephew's wife who has a very well-known organic restaurant in the middle of Tokyo.
That's what it is. Sorry, I got that wrong.
Yeah, yeah, it is a lovely organic restaurant,
Oh, very
and they're
nice.
all waiting for me to get.
Awesome, awesome. So, with everything going on in California, there, so as mentioned, a very busy time for you. Thank you so much for chiming in today for 20 or 30 minutes just to say hello to everybody. I've been bringing some
I
comments
will
up on
be
the
busy.
screen.
Yeah, and then I will come back that September. Yeah,
Yes, yes. Well, that's the idea, and
I
we're
already have the schedule to
yeah,
come back in September, and
that's
I'm
right.
so looking forward to attend that gathering. Yeah,
Absolutely, that's
like
that's
last year
wonderful
in
that
London.
you're still willing all that way to come in
Yes,
September to
yes,
join us back in Los Angeles, your old hometown.
yes. And I'm very lucky. My place wasn't affected by the fire, so I still have everything. And then I moved everything, uh, which I have to take back to Japan. That last 4 days, there was a moving companies was here. I'm moving everything out, and today there that some persons are here to move things, that some of the furniture and the content and the artworks of the house to give to my best friend.
Right, right. So, and you told me that story. That's wonderful. You said you're actually leaving behind or donating some of your furniture to somebody you know who was affected
Yeah,
by the fire,
yeah.
right?
And then
Yeah.
the other day, I had my library, my bookshelves. I had like about over 500 books, and then that I took with my assistant who helps me all these things, and I took all the books and donate to that library, that the Beverly Hills Library, which is only 15 minutes away from me, and I donated all the books to them.
Oh my goodness, that is just wonderful, wonderful. Wow,
So
so so
now I
gracious.
live in that totally empty that house. And the only furniture I have in this house now is my bed. That's all.
Holy smokes! So are you sitting on a stacking
Yes,
stool
I'm
or
sitting on my bed and then
you're
doing
on your bed
and then,
actually?
yeah,
Wow.
my
Yeah.
background is a headboard of my
Okay.
office bed.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
Yes,
Well, listen, we wish you all the best in your
thank you.
exciting journey back to Japan this week.
Yes, I am
And
leaving on that Tuesday, which is what was that, fifth? 5th of no 4th of February. I
yes.
am departing to Japan, and I will get to Tokyo on the 5th of next day over there. And then I
That's
will my my business manager in Japan, and then somebody to come and pick me up and all the luggage. I'm very lucky that I don't have to do anything.
okay.
I'm very
Okay.
lucky.
Oh,
Yeah, I
nice.
just have to fly. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just make sure you're at that airport and off you go. Everything's in place.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. So how is Mickey? Is she really
Oh,
excited for you to go
Mickey,
back home as
yeah,
well?
Mickey's. Well, Mickey loves visiting me in Japan. As soon as I settle, that she's coming to visit me during the Easter vacation of my grandson, and then
Okay.
they will come together and then going to stay at my place in Tokyo for about a couple of weeks. So they're looking forward to see me in Japan too.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. It was just such a pleasure to meet Mickey back in September in London.
I
Um,
know,
when
I
you came,
know.
and she was really, I think, thrilled and enamored to meet sort of all of us and all the people
Yeah.
who you've gotten to know over these last few years, and she's just lovely, lovely.
Yeah, and then she's at the moment that she created the band for the Mickey Bereni Trio. That's
Hmm.
three of them with her partner, and then she's in the middle of a tour in United Kingdom at the moment, and then
Okay,
she's at the moment in Wales having a concert.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Nice, nice. Because I think they did a few months back. They toured the U.S., right?
Yeah, US tour. Yeah, yeah. LA, and then I finished up in New York as well. And then in between, they were having the tour in Spain and the tour in France and then tour in the other part of Europe. And that they're very busy. And I'm so glad for her that she has a very busy, you know, the career. I mean, she is already 56 years old, but that she's still producing her own DVD and the video. I mean, everything and the CD and all that, and then organized and all the things. She's a producer of a band as well, and then she writes music as well. She's a very busy woman, and she loves being busy. So
Right. Yeah. She just goes and goes, but she's done very
yes,
well for herself. She started with the band Lush,
yeah,
and was with Lush for all those years, and yeah, now the Mickey Barini trio. If anybody
trio,
wants to
yes.
look it up, yeah, and they're on tour right now. And you said in Wales, right?
She's at the moment, yeah, concerting in Wales, and so that the first concert over there is Bristol.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
then she will come back, and then she would that organize another trip to Scotland and all that kind of things.
Right, right. Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Well, listen, there's some people joining us today. I brought some comments up, and I just wanted to say a quick hello to
Okay. Yes.
Christopher, to May, to Missy, Jenny, of course, from Australia. David, how's it going,
Oh,
David? Yes, yes. And Victor, yeah, for sure. And Victor says it was a pleasure to meet you back in September again in London. So
yes.
That was a really nice time. I truly hope you enjoyed the weekend. It was a lot of work, but
Yes,
I
a lot of
think,
work, but it's good. I'm getting closer to Japan now.
well, yes, yes, for sure, for sure. And yeah, no, it was a busy weekend, and like I said, it was I was so glad that Mickey could join us as well. But now this is almost like a chapter in your life closing. 50 years in California.
Yes, 50
So
years. It's a long time.
yeah,
That's why I was so shocked when I was organizing the moving. Yeah, 50 years being in the one spot. Of course, there were so many things to pack or go giving away or anything, but it's nearly done now. So I am so glad, and I'm leaving in 2 days.
yeah, yeah. Well, so you basically moved there with Ray, your Ray Austin, in the
Yes.
70s. Yeah.
Yes, that it was his idea to move to America because when he was young, he used to work for Cary Grant, and then
Mhm.
he lived in that Beverly Hills, and that's why he was a director, and that's how I met him at Space 1999, and then we eventually got married, and then it was his idea to move to America, so that's why he I came, and that was nearly 48 years ago, I moved here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, Ray went on to direct many productions over there in the U.S. And you
Yes.
sort of got into something a little different. So you'd
Yes,
dabbled in
and then I
acting.
became because although I wasn't an actress in London, but I didn't want to become I wanted didn't want to do acting in Hollywood because all the parts are so limited. So I decided not to act, but I always wanted to be a producer. That's
Mhm.
why I became a producer, and then that I was going all over the world, including Rio de Janeiro, Argentina, South Africa. I did all kind of advertising, photography, production. And not many American people even visit Alaska. I did lots of winter campaign that the fashion shoot in Alaska. I loved Alaska. And Alaska is very close to Japan.
Yes.
So
Yes.
one trip I went to Alaska, and then from Alaska I went to Japan.
Wow. Very exciting. And you worked with so many incredible people down through the
Yes,
years.
I did.
And
And
the one that
still,
sticks
I
in my
remember.
mind, I'm
Yeah,
just so enamored. I'm so envious that you actually worked with somebody near and dear to me, Prince. And
yes,
and
Praise, and also another of my favorite person to work was that what was his name who passed away, Prince, and that Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, of course.
Michael
Yes.
Jackson was another wonderful, wonderful artist singer, and we shot. He loved my location, and then we went all over, especially the California desert area he liked. And I found by scouting from the sky by helicopter, I found so many amazing spots in the desert. That's why when I was that the scouting that for David Hockney, the British painter, which at the moment have an exhibition at the moment, I took him to that spot found from the sky, and then it is the area of Palmdale, and it's Pear Blossom Highway. I took him, and he was totally so happy, and then that became one of the very important paintings of David Hockney. If you look at his book, the book always that the picture of Pear Blossom Highway is printed in the page.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
Amazing.
that I went there and he loved that the pear blossom. Nobody else ever did anything on pear blossom. But now there are lots of car commercials and all that use those road that in that area. But
Sure.
yeah, my favorite that work I did in Pear Blossom Highway was for David Hockney. So I was very lucky. I met so many incredible people, and I worked with in all over the world, and then that was such a nice experience.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful, and so many stories, and just an incredible career, like I said, and
Yes,
again, we're just so thankful and grateful. We really sort of got introduced just recently back in 2019. You
yes,
became a part of the Space
yeah,
1999 family at Roy's convention in
yeah.
2019.
Thanks to Mickey.
Yes, and that's
Mickey,
right.
because of Mickey, I
Mhm.
was connected to you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And but you've been a big part of the family ever since, and
Oh, thank
uh,
you.
following 2019, then I was just so honored to have you up in Calgary in 2023 to
Sure.
go to Banff and see all those wonderful sights,
Yeah.
and then London last year. You were like I said, that that weekend for me was a blur. I was running around like
Oh,
crazy,
and
but
then the yeah, Canada was very nice too. I
yes,
love the Calgary
Calgary
in
was
Canada.
amazing, and we
Yes,
we have some beautiful pictures of you in the beautiful in the Rocky
in the
Mountains.
mountain and the lake. Huh?
Yes, that's
Yes,
right. That's right.
yes.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's a couple more people joining us. I want to say hello to Cynthia again from Australia, Tasmania. Wow. Thanks
Oh,
for joining. For sure, for sure. And we have um, Cerise. Yasko got out of LA just in time. Yes, we were just talking about the fires. They're pretty devastating there. So yeah, good timing there for sure, for sure. Hey, Yasko, I wanted to mention one other thing real quick to circle back to London for a moment. There was recently um, a podcast, a Jerry Anderson podcast, uh,
oh,
that was hosted by, of course, Jamie Anderson, that I
yeah,
believe
yeah,
you met in London.
yeah.
And he had a very special guest on 2 weeks in a row. It was a two-part interview. It was a wonderful interview. And you'll know who I'm talking about right away. And he actually,
Sorry.
in part two, he noted the fact that he was just thrilled and completely enamored in meeting you, because you came up to him and really wanted to talk about his dad, and it's of course Christian Anholt.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
and
yes.
and so Christian, they actually had a picture up of you and Christian talking in London,
Oh,
and Christian was just so touched that you sought him out, and you really wanted to meet him and tell him wonderful stories about his dad. So thank you very much for that. If you
yeah.
haven't
Thank you
seen it,
very much.
I'll send you something on it. It was a
Yes,
really
please do.
yeah,
Please do.
really nice moment on the Jerry Anderson podcast with Christian Anholt,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and not only for anybody out there not aware, not only did you work with Tony in year two, but of course you worked with him previously on The Protectors, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
I was with him. Yeah, with Robert Vaughn and that. Yeah, and him as well. That was a very nice TV series. I liked very much.
yeah, for sure. And he was a wonderful man, and
Yeah,
Christian is just incredible as well. He's so warm and
yeah.
generous.
And I really loved both Jerry and Sylvia Anderson. They were a wonderful couple. And I really appreciated that they gave me such a great opportunities to work for them. And then finally at the Night Space 1999, I was so grateful. But I just wanted to ask you that is what you said me that another that the gentleman Tony,
Tony,
yeah, he lives in that Pacific Palisade.
um, Tony or Nick, you talking?
Nick,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. Sorry, yes, Nick. Nick, of course, in those fires. I mean, just horrible. His entire neighborhood was virtually wiped out.
yes.
Thankfully,
But
last we
he's
heard,
okay, right?
yes, Nick and his entire family are okay, and
Please say hello to him.
absolutely, absolutely. Last we did hear as well,
Yeah.
Nick didn't lose his house, so
Oh, good.
he was
Because I have three very close friends who lost their houses in that Pacific Palisade, and
right.
that's so sad.
I just wow. I was so grateful that he didn't lose everything,
That's good.
but he
Yeah,
did say that the house is virtually it's unlivable because
yeah,
of all of
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. and
So
then
they,
that there was a air is still not very good
yes,
there, because
yes,
when I see that picture from above the sky, that whole area looks as if they had a war.
it
Yes, it is terrible.
it
Yeah.
is really remarkable when you see
Yeah,
overhead
and
shots
then
of
I have
crews.
another friend of mine who lost a house in that north of Pasadena, that area, Altadena as well, and then
Right,
that completely burned down too. They
right,
lost everything.
right, right.
So yeah, that
So tragic. So
LA has so much problem with brush fire.
yeah, yeah, um, and not to be a downer or anything else, but there's one other connection that you and I made, and you'll um, likely heard of what happened since the fires. In that, because he was your neighbor, unfortunately, we lost a near and dear director, David Lynch.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
recently, very very tragically, and of
Yes.
course he was suffering from emphysema and really
Oh,
couldn't.
really?
Yeah, the last few months couldn't even leave his house, but then he had to evacuate because of the fires. So
Yeah.
yeah, that
This is
was
the reason why, Warren, I'm very lucky, partly because maybe my parents helped me a lot to keep that the health. But at my age, I have no medication I have to take every day or every week or anything. And I have no health problem at all. And then that even just to go off to Japan, there's a person who is here, is that there's a lady from Australia, right? Yeah, it is like Australia from here to LA, that LA to Tokyo. It is nearly 12-hour flight, but that doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. I'm very
you were
lucky.
doing amazing, Yasko. Let me just tell you that when I grow up, I want to be just like you, as healthy and as vibrant and as
Yes, the
active.
health is the most important issue in your life. I realize that, and I'm so grateful to my parents. I'm very grateful because my father was a doctor and he was always very careful, yeah, about
Yeah,
me. So,
well,
yeah,
no,
I'm
that's
very lucky.
well, we're so happy for you, and like I said, just so grateful that you had a few moments today to
Yes,
jump on and say hello to everybody. I know you've
I
got
will.
so much going on this morning. You even had movers there like a half an hour before we went live. It's just very very generous of you to take the time to come on and say hello to everybody, update everybody really quickly. If you had to drop off at any moment, no problem.
No,
Roy
no,
is
no.
still
I
in the
am fine.
background.
I
You're
am
doing
fine.
okay. I'm just gonna
Everything is
see.
fine.
Okay.
Everything is, yeah, it's
Well,
fine. So
we'll
don't
just see.
worry.
I know Roy's sort of hanging out there. I'm not sure if he was.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, there was a
Oh,
Royce is
he is
blank.
there. Say hello.
Hi, Yasko.
Who is this?
It's
This
Roy.
is Roy.
Oh, Roy, but I can't see you on the screen, right?
I know. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
but just wanted to say hi.
How's everything with
It.
you?
I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. I'm dealing with I've got the flu right now, so I'm dealing with that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and some other things that are going on. It all came out on Friday. So, I, but
Yeah.
so happy that we have had all this time to do these events, and whether it be in person or virtually. It's and I heard just the way we were able to connect to you through Mickey. That was wonderful when Marianne reached out to her and everything. So it's pretty awesome. So I know you're going to be leaving to go back to Japan very shortly. So we'll keep in touch, but just safe travels. And even
Yeah.
though you're on the other side of the United States, you're going to be missed, Yasko.
Yes. How's the weather in New Jersey? Because that I kept getting that email from my brother in Tokyo, and then that thank God it said that they were supposed to have snow this weekend in Tokyo, but it didn't. It just the rain. So thank God. But it said that it's freezing cold. So keep yourself warm when you
Yeah.
travel, because being in LA, even during the daytime, it goes up to like about close to 70 degree. So
Oh, I
we're
know.
very
Yeah,
lucky.
it's like in the 20s and the 30s here. I think it's going to get into the
Wow.
40s this
Yeah.
week. Yeah, it's been
Just
very
like
cold.
Tokyo. Tokyo is about 30s.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, here in the Northeast of, especially like New Jersey, the weather, the winters are brutal. So we try to just get through it as best as we can. We haven't had a lot of snow, so we've been
No?
lucky and fortunate that way.
Okay.
But the
Yeah.
weather has been cold. In
It's
fact,
cold, yeah?
we were below zero
Oh,
um,
be,
2 weeks ago.
oh my God. So the real freezing.
Yes, Warren knows about that because
Ah,
he's in Canada. He's just laughing at me when I'm saying we had that 2 weeks ago. He probably has it all every week because he's in Canada. but
Oh, okay. Wow, wow.
but nice
I
seeing
mean, I was
you.
all my life, that the being in LA. But in a way, that's why I enjoy going to Alaska sometimes to do the production work because it's so cold there and snow all the year round, which was so wonderful.
I can imagine. Oh,
Yeah.
whoop! Robert Hill in Australia is saying it's 41 Celsius there. Wow,
Wow,
that's got to be pretty
really?
warm.
41?
So that's what, the 70s, 80s Fahrenheit. I'm not sure of the conversion.
No, no, 41 is
that's
over 100.
well over 100, I would say.
Okay,
Yeah, well
yeah.
over
Yeah,
100.
Wow, wow.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, it's so hot. But of course, it depends on which part of Australia. But where are you living in Australia?
It says Adelaide.
Adelaide. Oh, okay, okay. I have my junior high school, one of my best friend that from junior high school in Tokyo. She lives in Melbourne, and we
Oh,
were always in touch. And then I think I'm going to visit her one day to Australia from Japan.
Well,
So
this is
I'm
this.
so looking forward to go. When I was a producer, I went to Australia a few times to do the photo shoot, and then even to New Zealand. We went there and then photographed. But Australia is such an enormous place. And then I really liked it. And then I became very good friend with that Australian actor who once played the James Bond, George Lazenby.
Oh yes, yes.
Yes.
Wonderful,
We are
wonderful.
still in touch, but he lost his house in the Pacific Palisade.
Yes, and oh boy, that is just
Yeah,
so tragic. Our
yeah,
hearts go out to Mr. Lazenby.
yeah.
You made another connection. Just London was just incredible for everybody connecting. But you met George's agent, who was also Catherine Schell's agent, right?
Huh?
Anders. You met George's agent, who's also Catherine Schell's
Yes,
agent.
yes. He's the one who, sent me the text message.
Yeah,
Yasuko George lost the house.
yeah.
That's
Wow.
what he said.
Anders is a really nice fellow. Anders is his.
Wonderful,
Anders was a really
wonderful.
nice guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, very,
Yeah.
very nice.
No.
But then I forgot the name. I did, but but all my friends, and they know that at least he didn't suffer from that anything more serious than the fire. But the people, like I was very close to Michael Jackson, Prince, and all that, they all died very, very young. And then that I really, I have all those people's biography signed by them that I already back to Japan to keep them in my bookshelves in Japan.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
but I'm very lucky to be a producer and to have met all these amazing people. So wonderful.
Yeah, you had an amazing career, Yasko.
Yes, yes,
Wonderful career.
yeah, yeah. So I really had a great life. So I'm very happy.
You are truly a superstar celebrity of
No, I'm
and
not the star, but
I
I help the people to become a superstar.
yes,
That's what I
yeah,
did, and
yeah,
that's why I discover many models when I was working for the Guess
right.
Jean as a producer, and
Mhm.
I created lots of the world famous models like Claudia Schiffer and Naomi Campbell and all these people. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wonderful. And just really quick, Silvana is joining us from Italy. She says
Okay.
hello from
Oh,
Italy. Nice to
Savannah.
see you,
Yes. Hi,
Yasko.
Savannah. Yeah.
Yeah, Greetings
Oh,
from the Italian fans and the
Hi,
fans of
Silvana.
Moon Base 99. Thank you so much for chiming in there, Silvana. Hope everybody over there in
okay.
Italy is doing well, and that includes, of course, our special guest that we had. Again, I'm circling back to London, but Johnny Garco, Carla Romanelli,
Absolutely.
and oh boy, were they just like sheer true highlights of the convention the weekend, and of course. Tip of the hat to Mr. Orso Maria Girini as well, who unfortunately couldn't make it. But hey, there's always the future.
Ah, that's
So
good.
yeah, no, wonderful, wonderful. No, listen, if you guys needed to run, I know Roy, you're tied up,
Okay.
you're busy coming and going. Yasko, I'm
Yeah.
just going to hang around for a few minutes, and I just wanted to talk to everybody about the Los Angeles
Okay.
event
All
coming,
right. Thank you
and
so
and
much.
Okay. Take
we
care,
Thank you.
everybody.
Have a
Thanks,
appreciate
wonderful
you.
Yasko. Take
rest of the
care.
day.
Yeah,
That you made a wonderful weekend. Thank you
thank
so much. I appreciate you.
thank you. We
All right.
wish you all the best and safe journeys back to
Thank
Japan
you.
there on
Thank you.
Tuesday.
And then,
Okay.
I will be in touch with you from
Hmm.
Japan. Okay?
Yes, for sure, and we'll make arrangements, of course. So
Yes.
we'll
Yes,
see you in
we
a
will
few
do
months
it.
back
Yes.
in Los Angeles.
Okay. All
Awesome.
right.
Bye,
Okay.
Awesome.
Yasko.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you
Warren.
so
Thanks for
All
much.
everything
right,
too.
no
Thank
Take
you.
problem.
care.
Bye bye.
Everybody
Bye.
have a
Bye,
good day.
everyone.
Yep,
Okay.
you
Bye.
betcha. You bet.
Bye.
Well, okay, now you're stuck with me. It's a wonderful, wonderful chat and catch up there with Miss Nagazumi and Roy, who was a little under the weather. Thanks for joining in, my friend. Hope you're better soon. In regards to Los Angeles and everything going on in there September, Roy and I talked, and of course we've been back and forth the last few weeks with the convention committee. Um, and I think we'd like to officially announce the hotel where we'll be located at in Burbank. We did say it was going to be Burbank centric, of course, which is where they held the event back in 2012. That was at the Marriott. This time out, we're going to be in Burbank at a wonderful hotel called quite simply. And we're probably, I'm going to say 98% sure on this, but I mean, for the sake of travel and things like that, um, I'm going to say 98%. And then if it's a go, we'll probably find out within a day or two, 100%. You'll quickly see some information on the website. We'll update things. And in a week or two, presumably, we'll have a hotel booking link, a special code that you can get a special rate. We just need to finalize those details. But anyway, it's simply called the Burbank Hotel. So it's a wonderful facility, beautiful. I think it's a 4-star plus facility. Our friend Robert Wood put us in touch with this place, and he's stayed there several times. And he said it's lovely. The staff are all friendly and courteous. So we're real excited to hold our event in September. That's going to be September the 12th to the 14th of 2025. Again, we're going to have some very special guests. Miss Yasuko Nagazumi, of course, will be flying all the way from Japan. Just incredible, incredible. And of course, we've already announced Nick Tate several months back, and of course, we'll have to sort of play that by ear as we go forward, because obviously nobody could have foreseen what was going to be happening these last few weeks. So of course, we'll certainly understand if there's any change in Nick's plans or schedule between now and September. Completely understandable, but we're crossing our fingers, and hopefully Nick can join us. It's at least not far for Nick to travel this time out, so we'll, like I said, we'll keep everybody apprised as to that situation. And well wishes on that note go out to Nick and his entire family with everything that's gone on there. I know it's just been a devastating few weeks, and I just can't comprehend it. And I'm sure everybody's hearts and warm thoughts are with you all. Nick and Hazel and your entire family. We really wish the best for you all. So, having said that, I think I'll just scan the comments here. Yeah, Silvana, nice to see you. Yeah, it is. It is. I couldn't have said it any better. This is one big happy family, and again, just so thrilled that some of you were even able to join us last year in London, and of course, we worked together to. For anybody that didn't make it, we were happy to facilitate Nick's journey to Italy. Within a week or two of coming to London, it all worked out so well that he could make both stops and see as many fans as possible. And I know Nick had a wonderful time as well. He did some extracurricular travels in and around those two weekend events, and so he was really pleased and was able to see some family at the same time. So um, yeah, no, I think that's about it. Unless there's any other questions for anybody out there viewing today, we do thank you again for joining us on this special episode of Space 1999. This episode and this week's episode, by the way, really quickly, we haven't dropped it just yet, but of course we're up to today. I'll drop it right after the broadcast here, so everybody can tune in. And we're joined by Roy and I are joined by our very good friend David Hirsch to discuss, of course, the full circle. And we had just an incredible time here a few nights back, reminiscing about the full circle and what a fun episode that was. And first time on location in the beautiful surrounding area of Black Park in particular, and just very, very scenic and a fun episode overall. So be watching for that as well. I'll drop that in just a few minutes time. Don't forget to like and subscribe so Roy and I can keep providing this wonderful content and keep in touch with the entire Space 1999 community. We continue to just be so grateful and so appreciative of everybody who supported us. And I think that's about it then. We'll wrap it with that. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Be watching for those updates in regards to Los Angeles 1999, of course, part of the continuing 50th anniversary celebrations around the world. And have a good day. Be safe. And thank you again for tuning in. Bye-bye for now, everyone.